Have you ever felt like life is against you? Like no matter how hard you try, nothing ever seems to go your way? Maybe you've said to yourself, "Why does this always happen to me?" Or, "No matter what I do, things never change." You feel stuck, trapped in a cycle of frustration, disappointment, and helplessness. But what if I told you that this feeling isn't coming from the world outside you, but from inside your own mind? That the way you think about your circumstances is shaping your reality? Today we're going to talk about one of the biggest mental traps that hold people back, the victim mentality. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how you can break free from it, once and for all. Because the truth is, you are far more powerful than you realize. The victim mentality is like an invisible chain. It keeps you tied to the past, to your struggles, and to your pain. But the scariest part, most people don't even realize they're caught in it. It starts small. A few bad experiences, a setback, a failure. Maybe someone treated you unfairly. Over time, these moments stack up, and without realizing it, you start believing that you have no control over your life, that no matter what you do, things will never get better. You begin to see yourself as powerless, like a puppet being controlled by external forces, by circumstances, by other people, by luck, or by fate. And when that belief settles in, it becomes your truth. And that truth shapes your actions. You stop trying, you stop fighting, you stop taking risks. And every time something goes wrong, it feels like proof that you were right all along. But what if I told you that this mindset is an illusion? That the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the story you keep telling yourself? The victim mentality doesn't just affect your thoughts. It affects everything. Your relationships, your career, your happiness, and even your health. When you believe that life is unfair and that you're powerless to change it, you become stuck. You miss out on opportunities because you assume they won't work out for you. You push people away because you expect them to hurt or disappoint you. You settle for less because you don't believe you deserve more. And the worst part? The longer you stay in this mindset, the deeper it takes root. It becomes your comfort zone, your identity. Even when an opportunity comes your way, you might not take it, because deep down, you've convinced yourself that success isn't meant for you. But here's the harsh truth. The world doesn't owe you anything. Life isn't going to magically change one day. No one is coming to save you. If you want something different, you have to become someone different. And that starts by letting go of the victim mentality and taking back control of your life. So how do you break free from a victim mentality? It starts with one simple but powerful realization. You are responsible for your life, not your parents, not your past, not society. You. That might sound harsh, but it's the truth. And the moment you accept this truth, you take back your power. Because if you are responsible for your life, that means you also have the ability to change it. Think about it. If someone else is responsible for your problems, then you are helpless. But if you are responsible, that means you can do something about it. It's time to stop blaming, stop complaining, stop waiting for things to change, and start taking ownership of your life. The biggest difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck isn't their background, their luck, or their circumstances. It's their mindset. Life will knock you down. That's a guarantee. The question is, what do you do next? Do you stay on the ground, complaining about how unfair life is? Or do you get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward? Every single moment, you have a choice. You can choose to focus on what you can control, or you can focus on what you can't. You can choose to take action, or you can choose to make excuses. You can choose to grow, or you can choose to stay the same. And the choice you make every single day will determine the life you live. Here's something most people don't understand. Hardships don't make you weak. They make you stronger. The people you admire, the ones who have overcome great obstacles and achieved incredible things, they didn't get there by avoiding struggle. They got there by facing it. Pain is part of the process. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is difficult. But everything you want in life is on the other side of that discomfort. So instead of seeing struggles as proof that life is unfair, start seeing them as opportunities to grow. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Start asking, what can I learn from this? Instead of believing that obstacles are stopping you, start realizing that they are shaping you. Your struggles are not the end of your story. They are the beginning of something greater. So how do you take back control? How do you stop feeling like a victim and start feeling like a warrior? The first step is action. When you take action, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you are not powerless. Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's reading a book that challenges your thinking. Maybe it's making a tough decision you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, take action, because action is the cure to helplessness. The second step is changing your inner dialogue. Pay attention to the words you use when you talk about yourself. Are you always saying things like, I can't, or it's too hard? Start replacing those words with, I can figure this out. I will find a way. I am stronger than I think. Because the way you speak to yourself determines the way you see yourself, and the way you see yourself determines the way you show up in the world. The final step is to commit. Commit to no longer playing the victim. Commit to taking ownership of your life. Commit to becoming the kind of person who refuses to give up, no matter what life throws at them. Because once you make that commitment, nothing can stop you. So here's the question. Who do you want to be? This is not a rhetorical question. This is the question that will define the rest of your life. You see, every single person has two versions of themselves. The first version is the one who stays stuck, the one who lets their past define them, who carries the weight of every failure, every disappointment, and every unfair moment. This version of you makes excuses. This version of you sees obstacles as reasons to give up. This version of you believes that happiness and success are things that happen to other people but not to you. But then there's the second version of you, the stronger, wiser, more resilient version, the one who takes responsibility, who refuses to let the past dictate the future, who sees challenges as stepping stones, not roadblocks. This version of you doesn't just wish for a better life, they create it. Now, the choice between these two versions of yourself is not made in one dramatic moment. It is made in the small daily decisions. Every time you catch yourself complaining and decide to shift your focus to solutions instead, you are choosing the stronger version of yourself. Every time you feel like giving up, but take one more step forward, you are choosing the stronger version of yourself. Every time you refuse to let your emotions control your actions, you are choosing the stronger version of yourself. This is the path forward. It is not a straight road, it is not an easy road, but it is the only road that leads to freedom. Because here's the truth, life will not wait for you to be ready. There will never be a perfect moment to start. There will never be a time when everything feels easy and clear. If you keep waiting for life to change before you take action, you will be waiting forever. So what do? You take action now. No matter how small, no matter how uncertain you feel, start. Start by identifying one belief that has been holding you back. Maybe it's the belief that you're not smart enough, not strong enough, not capable enough. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is this just a story I've been telling myself? Then take one step. Just one. If you've been avoiding a conversation, have it. If you've been waiting to start something new, start. If you've been doubting yourself, prove yourself wrong. And when it gets hard, and it will, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself that growth is uncomfortable, that progress is messy, that real transformation takes time. But most importantly, remind yourself that the only way to truly lose is to quit. There is no secret formula, no magic trick to success. The path forward is about making the decision every single day to show up for yourself. No more blaming, no more excuses, no more waiting for life to change. The power is already in your hands. Now the only question that remains is, what will you do with it? If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're ready to change your mindset and take control of your life, make sure to subscribe for more powerful lessons on personal growth. Your journey starts now.